6:6. Let him that is taught in the word communicate unto him that teaches in all good things. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be wearied in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Let's see if I can go back over that. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. You know, I read that many times before I fully realized what it was saying. Because I had heard people say when I was a young lad, they would say, oh, he stole from him. Oh, he gonna reap what you sow. He got it back, tit for tat. That is not reaping. You kill my dog, I kill your cat. That's not reaping and sowing. Sow is to plant. Every agricultural guy knows what I mean. When you sow the seeds into the ground. To plant, that's what sowing means. And reap is the harvest. The reapers go into the field and collect the grain that you sowed. The reap is to collect the fruits of the harvest. So if you plant corn, you will reap corn. You're not going to go out there and plant corn and pull tomatoes off those corn stalks. It don't work that way. Whatsoever you plant, that is what will be available for you to reap. Whatever you plant, that's what's coming up, and that's the harvest you will reap. So he was saying, don't be deceived. God is not mocked. If you sow the seeds of destruction, the seeds of deceit, the seeds of lying and stealing, if you sow that, you're going to have to eat the fruits of that. Those lies you planted going to come up one day. Like the old folks said, the chickens will come home to roost. Whatever you plant is coming back. It's going to come back like Brother Charles Stanley said, later than you planted and more than you planted, but it's coming back. So the premise, before we even start with the sermon today, is that you have to understand that whatever you plant, you will reap. Now, the next thing is, when do you plant? When you first got on the planet, you had a hard drive empty. You might have had a 200 megabyte gigabyte hard drive empty. And you start planting on that hard drive. You start living your life and planting. Every day, I don't care what you do, it's considered planting because you are laying something. If you walked up to an ocean, a river, to a lake, a placid lake, if you mind, and threw a rock into that lake, the pebble will start a reaction in the waves, and you will see it. That's the way every action that you do in the world, you are planting. You are planting. When you tell little lies at school, you are planting. When you find that little boy you really lacking, you trying to get him to notice you, you are planting. You're planting. When you got that little girl, you got the long, pretty hair, you want to get behind her, sit behind, you planting. Oh, in our churches, we are planting. When you stand up and give your testimony, you're planting a seed in somebody's life. You're planting. So that's what you would reap. It's what you plant. Now, how did this pericope go? It said, God is not mocked. What a man soweth, that shall he also reap. He said, now do not grow weary in well-doing, for you shall reap if you faint not. Do y'all get that? If you're doing the thing that God has called you to do, and you're planting the seeds of trust and love, and you don't see no result, don't go weary. Keep on doing good. Don't get weary. He didn't promote me. They put somebody else on me. Keep on doing good. He And what is that? If you faint. And faint means to give up. Can you see it now? I'm trying to be the right kind of girl and everything, but this boy just ain't even looking. Don't get faint and put on one of my hot mama dress. I'm talking to the young folks, y'all bear with me. That's giving up. And now you're appealing to the flesh. Don't plant to the flesh. Keep planting. Invite him to come to church with you. Keep planting. Because every little boy, I don't care how hunky, whatever he's supposed to be, one day got in the back of his mind that he's going to be living with some woman and she's going to be kind of like my mama. Kind of. Not always. Kind of like. Okay. So do not get weary in well-doing, for you will reap if you faint not. Now let me talk to the older people. You done learn all the rules. You know the rules. You know you got to get to work on time. We know certain people on the job, you got to treat them right or they're going to make your life miserable for you. You know all the hats you got to play with. You know everybody you got to smile for. You go and do your thing. And you still don't come your way. You still don't come your way. You come to church every Sunday. You're available to do the work of the Lord. It look like nobody recognized that you could do a little more. Do not weary in well-doing, because you will reap if you keep planting. Plant to the Spirit. Let me illustrate our pericope in a story, an old story all of us are familiar with, but sometimes it's worth going over the old stories. There was a predicament in Egypt. God had a mighty plan. God had planned to call Abraham out of the land of the Chaldeans. And he had told Abraham, he said, I got a land I want you to go to. And I'm going to take the people on that land, and they have so full of sin, and they are so messed up. I'm going to wipe them off that land, and I'm going to put you on that land. And you will be my people, and you will represent me. Y'all hear this? God had a plan. Not somebody really or Billy had a plan. God had a plan. And God called Abraham to fulfill his plan. And he said, Abraham, this is the kind of God I am. If you do what I say do, I'll make your name great. I'll make you somebody. And I will bless those that bless you, and I will curse those that curse you. And everybody on the face of the planet will be blessed because of you if you just do what I say. Can I put you in my plan, Brother Abraham? And the Bible says Abraham was faithful. He staggered not at the promises of God. And God said, for your obedience, he counted it for righteousness. And he put Abraham in his family, just like he puts you and I in his family. It was God's plan that Abraham was working on. In the book of Genesis, go through the story of telling how Abraham had to struggle to even have a child because he was 100 years old by the time the baby was born. And how he had to send Eliezer out to get a wife for his son Isaac, his only son Isaac. And how Isaac had 2 children through his wife. And they were fighting each other before they even got here. That shows you when God got a plan, Satan was trying to get in the middle of that plan any way he know how. Satan don't even wait till the babies are born to get in there. Satan gets in the womb. And the woman had a nightmare, a dream, and she was told that the angel told us that in your wombs are 2 nations.